Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Virginia Alliance for Semiconductor Technologies Fast Track to Semiconductor Training Programs info session. We're so glad that everybody could join today, and we're hoping that this will be a very informative session for you to learn more about our program. So I would love to introduce right now some of our team members that we have with us today. We have Dr. Masood Agha, who is our executive director of VAST itself. We also have Mukesh and Matt LaCroix, Mukesh is our semiconductor process engineer, and Matt is our semiconductor packaging engineer. And we also have our associate director of partnerships, Nathan Cushion, here as well, who is here to give you all the answers about the program, from partnerships to, the program itself and where you can go to take your career. So with that, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Masood.
Thank you. I want to welcome everybody for coming to this session, and I'm hoping that this session is informative enough for you guys. This is primarily to give you ideas about the fast track to semiconductor careers. That's one of the vast milestones and initiatives, and then I'm hoping that you can enjoy it. Also, if you have questions after the sessions, and if you want me to, if I can basically answer them, I try to do it. So I leave it back to you, Jennifer. Thank you.
Okay, so I will go ahead and introduce you to the VAST initiatives. My name is Jennifer Cummins, and I am the Associate Director of Marketing and Communications with the Virginia Alliance of Semiconductor Technology. And at VAST, we have 4 initiatives that I'd love to talk to you about. VAST is a network of partners working to advance Virginia as a semiconductor hub of technology here in the Commonwealth. And these 4 initiatives focus on different things. The first one here is the one that we're talking about today, which is the Fast Track to Semiconductor Careers, which is a certificate program offered in multiple universities across the Commonwealth, that you will end your program with a certification and you'll have 40 hours of training online, lectures, as well as 60 hours in-person hands-on lab experience, which our rest of our team will be talking about with you guys a little bit later. Other things that we're working on, as you can see here, we have the startup and entrepreneurship ecosystem development, which pretty much creates a seamless access to the vast facilities and training programs for startups, with the goal of increasing the number of Virginia small business in the industry. And we have the High School Advanced Training in Chips, is the HATCH program, focused around K through 12. And then we have the Experiential Learning, Innovation, and Talent Empowerment program, which is the ELITE program. And all this information is available on our website. I just wanted to give you a quick review of all the different goals and missions that we have here at VAST. And this is just a brief overview of what the VAST ecosystem includes. So the Virginia Alliance for Semiconductor Technology, we don't just work in academia. We don't just do a program and call it quits. So we work collectively as a whole with this whole network to bring, change in the industry as a whole, or academia, the government, and bring all these resources and network for the students. So we have partnerships, as we'll go over later today, with Micron, Northrop Grumman, and more, that will give you benefits of potentially talking with some C-level suite individuals from those companies. This is also just a look at all the available square footage shared space throughout the Commonwealth, so all the lab space, and the faculty doing different research across 6 different academic affiliates. So definitely a huge opportunity. We'll also be launching a fabrication reservation tool that you'll be able to look at the different equipment available to you to learn and train from across the Commonwealth, which we'll be launching soon. So with that, I would love to turn it over to Matt and Mukesh. So we'll start with Mukesh. If you want to lead us into talking about the specifics of the VAST training programs, I'll turn it over to you.
So guys, so my name is Mukesh Behra. I'm a semiconductor process engineer with VAST, and specifically with the Norfolk State and Old Dominion University sites in the Hampton Roads region. Just briefly speaking, we have currently 2 fast track to semiconductor career training programs. One of them is the chip fabrication and nano-characterization certificate program, and another one being the semiconductor packaging and characterization program. We'll talk about these programs in a little bit detail as we move along in the slides. Move to the next one. So starting with the chip fabrication and nano-characterization program, let me briefly touch about how the program is, where the program is held, the typical timelines of it. So this is a 10-week long certification program. Currently, we have the registration open for the summer session between May 26th and August 8th. The last date for registration is May the 19th. So anyone interested, please check out the registration website for this for the program. Currently, the program has two different tracks, so to speak, two different ways you can attend the program. One would be the one and the most recommended one would be 40 hours lectures combined with 60 hours of lab hands-on training. So that's offered across multiple sites in Charlottesville, Blacksburg, Richmond, and Norfolk, different universities, UVA, Virginia Tech, Old Dominion, and VCU, Virginia Commonwealth Universities. Another track of this program, which has been introduced recently, is a lectures only program, and you get a chance to complete your lab hands-on session at a later frame. The two certificates are completely different, so we're trying to introduce a little bit of flexibility, and we hope that would encourage many people to attend this program. So typically, the lectures are held twice a week, which are 2-hour online sessions. And the labs are twice a week as well, which are 3-hour on-site session within a clean room environment. A little bit detail about the chip fabrication and nano-characterization program on the next slide. So we have different training modules associated with the program, so to speak. So we start off with teaching the students how to work in a semiconductor fabrication clean room, safety practices associated with it. Then we go over different process flows involved in semiconductor fabrication. Some of these could include understanding different types of vacuum technology, how to pattern a wafer using photolithography tools, carry out thin film depositions, make your patterns with materials you want to make it with. Then we perform basic thin film metrology characterization techniques such as measuring thicknesses, optical properties of the films. And then we learn as well how to remove material like etching, using both chemical as well as a wet or a dry technique. So wet etch and the more advanced techniques such as ion etching and plasma etching. And then finally, we analyze the product through advanced imaging techniques as well, such as scanning electron microscopes and transmission electron microscopes, wherever, depending on which site we're located at. So these are different modules we try to cover as a part of the program. And 10-week program, we try to get you to be comfortable using these systems and try to learn about what a process flow is with chip fabrication. With that, I'd like to hand it over to Matt, who can talk in a little bit detail about the packaging and characterization program.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Appreciate it. My name is Matt LaCroix, and I spent the last roughly 20 years in the semiconductor packaging industry. And what I'm trying to do here is impart some of that experience onto students who join. And semiconductor packaging takes over from where Makesh's process stops. So after the chips are fabricated, you need a way to take these chips and sort of put them together to interface with the outside world. Similar to the other program, we also offer flexible either online synchronous or online asynchronous or a combination of lectures and labs. I'm responsible for the labs, which are once a week, 4-hour sessions on site here in Arlington, Virginia. But we are also going to open up another location in Lexington, Virginia at the VMI. For this upcoming cohort, if you're interested, we'll offer slightly different labs, but still in the semiconductor packaging realm. And again, registration closes May 19th. What I aim to impart here is a sort of high-level, hands-on approach to the process flows and equipment that you will actually be exposed to in a functioning lab or production environment. That includes your fundamental electronics concepts, which you will see in your lectures, your layouts for your packages, lab safety and metrology, which means measuring and quantifying the things that you're producing. We're also going to characterize electrically and thermally the packages that we're producing. We are going to learn about surface preparation for the materials before producing them. But really, aside from that, I really want you to get your hands on this equipment and turn the knobs and pull the levers and take those pieces and put them together. And really, that's the goal here, that you can take this and walk into a production line and say, yeah, I'm familiar with this. I've seen this before, and I can adapt to learning even more from my future employer.
And something I also want to emphasize too, is they briefly spoke about this when they were reviewing the different courses here. For the first time since we've launched this program, we now have an online only version of the FTSC program, which is the lectures only part of the whole full certification. So while of course we would love for you to be able to be remote and do this program, also know that the full certification will have to include that in-lab portion. So we are launching this online only program right now for the lectures only for students to take it during the summer session remotely. So we have launched that for the May 26th through August 8th. And then come 2026, we'll be launching a lab only version of it. So we're pretty much splitting up the program that we currently have just to give a little more flexibility to people who might be military members and PCSing across the state, or just coming here and they just can't get into the lab itself. So we wanted to be very friendly to those people who aren't able to be in person right away. So we definitely encourage you to take the lectures and labs simultaneously, but certainly we wanted to put this out there, this offer for you guys. So with that, I want to show you some of our other vast processing engineers at all of our different academic sites. So you'll see from VCU to NSU to ODU, UVA, Virginia Tech, the Blacksburg location, as well as here in Arlington, which is where VAST is the home of VAST. And so these are a great group of people. And if you ever have any questions, they're so happy to answer it and connect with you and help you in your learning process. And with that, I would love to invite Mukesh and Matt as well. So I'm going to add you here, guys. If you would love,
Sure.
I would love for you to kind of comment on some of these pictures you see and just
Sure.
kind of,
So I've been working with semiconductor tools for a while now. Part of my research, part of my employment, and currently as a process engineer. And I still remember the first time when I laid eyes on one of these tools are pretty intimidating to look at, or to get to use in the first go around. When you look at the safety manual, there are so many hazard signs across the board that you're always scared of breaking something or harming something. But the goal of this program, again, that's coming back to the goal of the program, we want you to be familiar with these systems, understand the capabilities of these systems. So when you go into an employer and a future employer, you can at least say with confidence, like, hey, I've used this tool, I know how this tool operates, and I'll be willing, as Matt pointed out, I'm very willing and capable to take in more information about it and work for you and have that work for you. So these are some of the tools present at different sites, different VAST sites. We have some pictures, some other students working. So we do, as I mentioned, it's a completely hands-on training, which is what separates us from a lot of the other programs that do exist, where we do have rigorous lab training and hands-on environment, hands-on setting and clean rooms. As we go through the program, we are going to learn why a clean room is different from a regular lab. So that's a big part of the program as well. So these are some of the images from our first cohort, and these are some from the current one, where students are learning and understanding how to fabricate wafer, fabricate patterns, deposition, etching, packaging, microscopy, and so on, and so many other things. And we do have other modules in place. So, without going into too much details, I'd leave it at that, and probably hand it over to Nate to talk a little bit about our industry partnerships.
Great, thank you. Yes, Nate, tell us a little bit more about in these industry partnerships we keep hearing. Oh, here's just some testimonials from past students here. I will post this later so you guys can review it if you want to refer back to it. I just wanted to show you some of those wonderful experiences that past students have had from this. So with that, I will hand that over to Nate. Nate.
Hey, everybody. My name is Nathan Cushing. I'm the Associate Director for Partnerships here at the Virginia Alliance for Semiconductor Technology. Happy you joined. Thank you. We're grateful. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about industry collaborations, support, and advocacy that we have from various companies. And so starting with this particular slide, during the 10th week of your program, whether it's semiconductor packaging or the fabrication program, we coordinate 2 events during your 10th and final week here. One of them is the VAST Industry Panel, which I'll speak to now. This is a virtual event where we bring together industry. In this previous example, we had senior leadership from Micron, from Northrop Grumman, from Semi and the Semi Foundation, all who joined this virtual industry panel to do a number of different things. One, kind of just build awareness and educate the students who are graduating on the semiconductor industry at large. And then they would also speak about various pathways to a semiconductor career, whether it's through the technician pathway or engineering or even beyond. They're also available to answer pretty much any question that you may have from an industry perspective as it relates to semiconductor careers, that industry at large. What jobs are available in Virginia and elsewhere, kind of data points on, what type of salary you could anticipate or expect, what additional kinds of training or education should you pursue if you were to join the semiconductor industry at one or any of these companies. And a number of other questions were asked in this previous meetings. But I mean, they're basically here to provide you professional guidance, mentorship. Some of them even passed out their names, their phone numbers and their emails. So if you wanted to reach out directly to them with specific questions, they were open to that. As I mentioned, there are 2 events that we coordinate and plan and execute for your 10th and final week of the program. And the second event is an actual in-person tour. So for students currently enrolled in our FTSC program, these students will be able to go and tour the Micron facility. There's a fab in Manassas where Micron fabricates and creates their semiconductor chips in Manassas, Virginia, to be specific. And during this tour, you'll have an opportunity to meet with other engineers, hiring managers, senior talent acquisition directors. Those are the folks who are responsible for creating talent pipelines, attracting talent to their company. You'll be able to tour the entire facility. We didn't get an opportunity last time to actually go into one of their clean rooms, but you'll definitely be able to see them from the glass at a bare minimum. And Micron has also guaranteed interviews to anyone who successfully completes one of our FTSC programs. You will receive a Micron QR code at the end of the program, assuming you successfully complete it. You'll be able to scan that QR code. You'll be able to apply for open and relevant jobs. And that QR code has a tracking mechanism that notifies Micron that you are a vast FTSC graduate, so we can actually track and manage and support your journey throughout that process. In closing, as they've mentioned, our summer session registration is live and it's open. There is a link here on this website. We can also put that link, if someone could please put that link in the chat.
Yes.
And then if you guys have any additional questions, if you'd like to reach out, we'll put that link in the chat as well. And if you've already connected or engaged with one of us, feel free to reach out. We'll respond to you almost immediately.
Great.
So,
And at this time, I would love to go ahead and open up the floor. Let's see. I'd love to open up the floor for questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. But before I do that, I just want to go over the fact that some of the, we do have discounts offering for students and military. So it's not just, it's all students. So it's high school students, community college students. We also have discounts available to active duty military, veterans, military reserve, and I'm happy to say military spouse and immediate family, because I too am a military spouse. And they're fantastic discount codes for those individuals. So we'll have more information for that. I'll drop it in the chat for everybody. But I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen and just kind of open up the floor for any kind of questions anybody might have. So I'm going to bring up key individual. Actually, and while we're getting the questions in, Masood, I would love if you could join us and maybe just speak on some of the career opportunities that, like career paths that are available for students who finish the FTSC program.
Yeah, it's really depends on the state that you're in. Because these certifications are designed for early career, or basically the people that they want to get almost a technician level jobs. But if you're as the slide shows, if you're a bachelor's students or your master's students, having these certificates put you in a different situation, because then you can have a much broader basically avenue for joining the industry, whether Intel, IBM, or other places. And the fact that you have this knowledge about semiconductor and you've been exposed in a lab environment, that puts you, what I would say, that gives you the edge when you go for interview, especially if you have the hands-on training element, which I think is a significant part of what we do within the vast ecosystem. And if you are going for early for technician level, then I think the examples that Nate provided at Micron, for example, is a great example. I also want to give you the idea that we are expanding the network of industries, so that when you join this vast certificate, when you join vast program, and then you graduate out of this FTSC and you get the certification, then it's not just Micron, but there are other companies that they can also interview you for possible positions in their company.
Just wanted to show you guys I put the link in the chat for you guys for your convenience. So if you go to our website and click on the fast track to Semiconductor Careers, you just scroll down here and you can pick one of the 2 courses that are available at the moment. We are looking to expand our program, as you can see here, and we'll probably be likely adding something related to data centers potentially down the line. But you just go ahead and register through here, and here's all the more specific details of when labs are available. So, if this time suits you better than this time, that's something that you can choose in the registration process. And then you can pick which node which university you would like to do these courses at. So here's some more registration information and also the discount codes that are available to select people. We try to limit to Virginia residents, as this is a Virginia state program. But I just wanted to share that with you guys today. So does anybody have any questions they would like to open the floor with? I see one.
Feel free to unmute and just ask.
Yeah, we're such a crowd.
Hello. Sorry about the noise. I'm in my library right now, but I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Shu, and I'm a student at Virginia Tech. I noticed that you had 3 different pathways for these certifications, 3 different subjects that are covered. Is the course all encompassing, or is there different focuses you pick to register for? Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So there are, I was going to let Masood take it. I saw him on mute. So there are the chip fabrication and so it's the chip fabrication and nano characterization certificate program, or there's the chip packaging program. So those are the 2 unique courses that we have right now that are part of the FTSC program. Definitely recommend taking both, so you'll be certified in both how to actually build the chips and then also how to package them. So does anybody else want to add to that question?
I think that's a great answer to the question. I just want to basically also add that last time when we announced it, very soon after that, all the seats were filled. So I just want to mention that it's very limited, because we need to make sure that the other activities within these shared facilities are going smoothly, including the research that the graduate students or postdoctoral students are conducting in these facilities. So, and previously, again, we received many emails afterwards saying that, oh, can you increase it or so. I just want to tell you that we have tried hard to create this capacity, and that's the capacity that we have. And every cohort, we cannot increase it beyond what is announced. So I just want to make it clear, and I just want to tell you guys that you're on the call, that if you're interested, just register, because very soon, the moment that we announce it widely, then it is going to be felt similar to what happened basically in the last course.
Yes, we actually had a wait list last time for our course, which was wonderful. And we're so glad to offer up our first summer session. So definitely register when you can, if you are ready to move forward with that.
I'd like to reiterate that in the chat, there's a registration link. And when you click on that link and scroll to the bottom, you'll see the programs are separated, and you can click on each to learn more and register. And we didn't speak about the coupon codes, but if you are a veteran, active duty, spouse, or immediate family member, there is a discount code that you can be provided, which reduces the cost of the class by like 97.5%. So it basically goes from 4,000 down to 100. And then for students, high school, community college, university, there is also a coupon code for you that reduces the cost of the class by 75%, which makes it about $1,000. And for the general public, the cost is $4K for the program.
And I'll just reiterate, as I understand too, the benefits of that value that you get as a student to be able to go into all these clean rooms, when I know for a fact how much clean rooms, if you try to reserve a space to go into a clean room, how costly that could be for sure. So this is a great value for all of our students, not only because you get the lectures and the labs and everything that's included with the program itself, but you also get that connection to industry professionals, executives, and potential internships down the road. So it's definitely a great benefit. And I do see one question here about are there any prerequisites or experience needed to join? No prior experience is required, and we welcome participants from all backgrounds. So whether you're coming from retail, manufacturing, education, or a completely different industry, curiosity and commitment are the only musts. So Do we have any more questions?
If we don't have any more live questions, there were a few questions submitted prior to.
Mhm.
And then maybe we'll even have a question or two for you guys, for those attending.
Sure.
Shu, it's awesome seeing you again.
All right.
All
So
right.
see one here. So it says, why is the semiconductor industry growing so quickly? So I'm sure you guys have heard lots about semiconductors and CHIPS Act in the news and everything. And semiconductors are in everything from your smartphones to electric vehicles to medical devices. So right now with the US investment in domestic chip manufacturing, it's at an all-time high. The demand for skilled talent is exploding. So really trying to focus on US is really wanting to bring that chip fabrication and packaging to America. And we would love to make Virginia a hub for all of that. And this is one of the attempts of the Virginia Alliance for Semiconductor Technology. And our ecosystem is to bring not just students, but also industry and partners to work with the students that we're training with these programs. So let's see, any other... no, I don't see. Do you see any other questions?
Jennifer, I just want to add something that you guys probably through the pandemic, you heard about the chip shortage.
Mhm.
And you heard about the fact that the car manufacturers basically they stopped, they couldn't basically produce enough cars because again of the chip shortage. And that basically motivated everybody to just go ahead and then bring back the manufacturing. I just want to tell you that many years ago, the US had one of the largest chip manufacturing in the world, but then we started to lose that, and now we're bringing back. So that's part of the effort to make sure that from the national security point of view, from the public safety point of view, from the health point of view, that all the semiconductor manufacturing, all the supply chain, there is enough within the US so that if anything happens in the future, then we're not that much dependent on any other country or any foreign. Okay.
See somebody else. You have a question?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So thank you so much for such a nice and coherent presentation. And everything was up to mark. And thank you so much for that. But I have a query that we're 2, 3 students from India. And we believe there must be some way to get any scholarship, or like I was just hearing that there is some discount, like 70% to the students. But for us, even $1,000 probably is too much for us. As an Indian student doing the master's program here, so do you have any kind of offers, or is there a way to get some scholarship, or like to reduce that fee structure? And like that's my query.
So I just want to tell you that as I think Nate mentioned, these are already discounted for students. So a regular program is higher, and in fact, it would be much higher. But these are really as subsidized already. So just to let you know and that's what we are providing to the students. Now, if you're not a student, this is not basically what you pay. I mean, the $4,000 would be the price of the course. And that includes both for the lectures and for the hands-on training element of it. The option that we provided that people can do the online and then do the hands-on training later, I think that's one of the ways that this could be a split, or so that it doesn't really provide the significant economic pressure or anybody who is not able or is not ready to do it. Now, I'm hoping that in the future, we can provide more, or there are industry sponsors as well that they can provide through the mechanisms that they have. But right now, I think what you're saying basically is the subsidized version for the students.
Yeah, if I could echo that, the online version, I believe, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a discount code for the online version. for students, which would reduce the online version only to, is it $500?
600.
$600. So you could take the online version at 600, and then as Masood mentioned, you could later take the lab portion, which would allow you the opportunity to basically spread out that program and the cost and impact to you. And again, that's just our current solution. As Masood mentioned, we're looking for in the future to have other solutions available.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here for VAST's first information session for our FTSC program. Again, the links are in the chat for you to register for the course if you are ready to do so. Also, I just want to note, I also dropped our LinkedIn profile page, the company page on there. Please follow us on LinkedIn. We frequently update things that are going on in the industry from our Chips in Virginia newsletter, which pretty much gives updates on the industry in Virginia as well as across the academic, across the Commonwealth and the different universities that we work with. Please do follow us. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out. We have info@vast-alliance.org. I'll put that in the chat as well. If we didn't answer any of your questions, you can reach out to that email address. But thank you everybody again for joining us, and we'll see you again some other time, hopefully. Thank you.